Hey, well, there you go, everybody. Welcome. This is Gillogly with SRP Medical Marketing and the Warner James Group coming to you live. And I want to talk to you, or this is recorded if you're catching it later on Facebook or um, LinkedIn. So, what I want to talk to you about today is in the medical practice space. Is I had a very interesting conversation with an office the other day, and the conversation went something along the lines of. Um, for I've been in business for 5 years, and I'm kind of generalizing this conversation, but generally what I hear is, I've been in business 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and it seems like every year I'm hiring a new SEO company, I'm hiring a new Facebook social media company, and nobody seems to be able to increase my business. I'm seeing the same number of patients, and I need to be seeing 50 patients a month, and I'm seeing 25 patients a month, or I need to be seeing 100 patients a month and I'm only seeing 40 patients a month. And it all ends with, but I think I have the right company now and they're really going to get it fixed. I can tell you how this is going to go. How it's going to go is about 9 months from now, you're going to go and look at your numbers. You're going to go, they're not any better. And then what's going to happen is about 10 months, you're going to be going, I think I need to hire a new company. And you'll start looking and you'll find that one person that tells you everything that you want to know, or hear, I should say, and you're going to hire them and you're going to think a year from now, I finally have the right company. The problem isn't the company. The problem is the process. Okay. So with our company, we actually don't start with any marketing. I do have a marketing agency company, but it's a separate company. But for the bulk of my work, I work with doctors and their practice owners and their office managers to make sure that they are on track. And what I mean by that is this. Okay, so this is a simplified version of what we call the patient's everyday model. Okay, now I have another video on here that talks about this in detail, and it's actually circles, but you're going to see there's clarity, there's campaigns, and there's context. Okay, the problem is the reason why your campaigns aren't working is you are out of sequence. Okay, what's happening is you are starting on campaigns, and that's not where you want to start. Okay, campaigns are tactics. Okay, things like Facebook, social media, pay-per-click, newspaper, radio, TV, they're all going to come and go. I've been doing this over almost 25 years, and the media's always change, but the one thing that never changes, by the way, is what we call clarity. Okay, the reason why your campaigns aren't working and you have to hire somebody all the time, somebody new all the time, is you are not clear, and you're not clear on three specific things. You are not clear on your market. Women that want to get facials is not a market. Okay, people that have joint pain is not a market. Men who are 45 to 60 who are recently divorced and have joint pain and want to get into working out so they can meet a better new person or become a better new person, that's a market. Okay. Men that have knee pain or joint pain, that's not a market, because there's very different conversations that go on. So you have to understand your market, which leads me to, you have to understand the message to them, not your message, but what is the message to them. Okay. I am 51 years old. I divorced a while back, and I can tell you that the conversation that you would have with me at my age, or someone like me, about, let's say, hormone replacement therapy or sexual performance or whatever, is going to be different than you would if I was married. Now, both of them are great markets, but you do have to understand that there's different messaging to both of them. And then the last thing is you have to have a very specific offer. What most people think is a specific offer is a discount. That is not an offer. An offer is not a discount. An offer is not a buy one, get one. Okay. An offer is something that brings people in consistently and creates loyalty to you and your services. Okay. So why is it that you don't? So the problem is that when you start with campaigns, you get focused on the tactics. You get focused on Facebook, or you get focused on, should I do YouTube, or should I do this, or should I do that? It doesn't really matter, quite frankly, because if you aren't clear on your market, if you aren't clear on your message, and if you aren't clear on your offer, then your campaigns are not going to perform very well, and you're not going to get the results that you want. So what do you do? Okay. So this is what I do with all of my clients, is that we spend the bulk of the time getting very clear on the market, on the message, and the offer. And one of the things that we do is we usually eliminate about 80% of the things or 90% of the things that they are trying to push. Okay. That's not to say that you don't continue to do lasers or derma fillers or PRP or any of those things, but you have to have a very clear path to what brings people in. And I'm going to give you a very specific example. And this is from a friend of mine. I won't mention his name or his location. But he has over 20. He had over 20 med spas, and he just recently sold to a very large organization, a venture capital firm, cashed out, did extremely well for himself. And his med spas, they did a lot of things. Okay, they do a lot of different things within the med spas. Well, the key number one way for people to come in to him was laser hair removal. He always had a promotion going, some kind of offer on laser hair removal. The reason why was that was the perfect gateway, that once they were in, they bought more stuff from him. And they had a fantastic system of upsells and downsells and things like that based on what the patient needs to be able to increase and grow. And he built this company probably over 15 years. Very, very smart man. Watched him do it. It was fascinating to watch. And every time I work with a practice, every time I work with a clinic, even the ones that I have partnerships in, we always zero it down to a very specific message, to a very specific market, and with a very specific offer in order to bring people in. After that, everything is dictated by that to what campaign we're going to run. And then context is always about how great you are. But you're going to notice that that's last. Okay. So if you would like to find out more, and this is something that intrigues you, you can do a couple of things. One, I have a LinkedIn group that you can join. I'll put the link here and below this video, and you're more than happy to join in, and I go into more detail on this. The other thing is, why not reach out to me? Let's talk about this in your situation particularly. Okay, let's get you squared away. Let's get you straightened out so that you're very clear, so that you can run a much more efficient business and grow exponentially and have the profit that you desire. All right, have a great day, everybody. Thanks.